Can you earn $1 million without hustling? Is financial freedom possible while slow living? I think it is, so I'm putting it to the test. I'm going to share my strategies, my earnings, all my highs and lows along the way. Yeah, so here's how I'm going to do it. But first, hi, I'm Emily and welcome to my channel. I am passionate about helping high-achieving professionals who want to escape hustle culture, prioritize their personal life and their health while still maintaining financial freedom and a fulfilling career. So the first thing I want to touch on is, why am I even taking on this challenge? And it's really personal for me. For a long time, almost as long as I can remember, I've had a scarcity mindset around money. I never thought I would really have a lot of money, and I was always afraid of being fired, getting laid off. I was just terrified, honestly. And no one around me was making the kind of money that, you see on TV. And so I thought that the only reality that was out there for me was just keeping my head down and doing my job. And even if I didn't enjoy my job, well, most people don't, or at least that's what I thought at the time. And when I think back at that time, there's one memory in particular that stands out to me. And it's when I was driving around with my old boss at the time. We were looking at houses near a client we had to go see. And I remember telling her, man, I'll never make enough money to own a house like that. And she was like, never say never. And I'm like, no, that is not my future. I don't have enough value for that, because in my mind, the people who had those gorgeous houses next to the water were high class lawyers, they were doctors, or they were multi-millionaires. You know what I mean? It wasn't a reality that could ever be mine. And so I just always played small. And even when I would apply for jobs, I never expected to make a lot of money. I was happy just to be able to make the money that I was making. So yeah, all of my life I've played small. And when I reflect on that time, what comes up for me is this feeling of unworthiness. I wasn't somebody who was worthy enough to make a lot of money. I wasn't somebody who was worthy of taking up too much space, of having their voice heard. And when I did start speaking up more at work, which I did a lot, I never felt like anybody wanted to listen to my message. It felt like I was screaming into the void. And so it made me feel like I didn't have value to share. I wasn't positively perceived by others, and that I had nothing to really offer of value. I knew that I was a good employee, but really to the point of just being organized and efficient and all that. And so I never thought that I would be an entrepreneur. And honestly, I didn't want to become an entrepreneur. My parents are both entrepreneurs, and they make it look like a 24/7 job. Mom, I know you're watching this. And I didn't want that for myself. And so I kind of just resigned to the fact that I would just work for others and it wouldn't be a great situation. And even when I started on my journey of slow living, which is honestly a better way of living for me, it's where I'm prioritizing what I value most, which is my friends, my family, my health, that kind of stuff. I kind of had the mindset that if I wanted to pursue this way of living, that would mean that I would have to be okay with making significantly less money, right? Because in my mind, that meant I was quitting my job, starting my own private practice, but seeing very few clients, because energetically, I know that I can't see too many clients in therapy. And so I knew that I'd be making less than what I was making at my agency position. And I was resigned to that fact. I thought, okay, this is what happens. If you don't want to hustle, then this is what happens. You have to be accepting that you're making less. And I even made a video, how I had a successful business as a highly sensitive person. And I do believe that my business is successful, even the way I was running it, because I was content with what I was making. But I realized that approach or that way of viewing life was very from the hustle mentality that if you don't hustle and grind, you won't make money. And the more I kind of dug into slow living and learned more about people who were doing this, the more I saw that there were people who were living their slow living life while still having financial freedom, while still bringing in a lot of money. And some were even making $1 million. And that wasn't the norm you see everywhere, because often what you see on YouTube, for instance, is people saying, I made $1 million in a year and I hustled and I grinded and I worked late nights and weekends and all that. And so there's these two competing voices out there. And even then, when I listen to either people from the hustle culture group or the slow living group, both seem unobtainable because I can't see myself within them. I'm seeing their, 10 years down the road and not their beginning. And so it seems out of reach for me. But I decided that I would only know if it was possible for myself if I actually tried. And I'm a big procrastinator. I have a big fear of failure, and it's something that I've been working on a lot this year. And so I decided that I was going to try and I was going to document the process, because I think we only truly know what's possible when we see others doing it. And so I hope that by seeing what I'm doing and learning about what's working for me and what's not working for me, it might inspire you to create your own financial freedom without hustling, and know that you can have the life you want within slow living while still having a meaningful career and maintaining a good income. I also want to note that this isn't just for entrepreneurs, right? Because there's people who are working for agencies who are still hustling, right? Because of the pressures that we have from our companies. And I've been there. I had a burnout, and that's one of the reasons why I started the slow living journey, because when I was pregnant and after my burnout, I was like, I can't do this again. And I wanted a better life for my daughter. And I wanted time and energy for my daughter. But I still wanted financial freedom to be able to do the things we want. So this is for anyone. I also want to be really careful, because I'm not saying that you need $1 million to be financially free. That's not what I'm saying at all. Financial freedom is whatever financial freedom looks like for you and your family. The reason why I chose this big number was to really just push myself out of my comfort zone and really explore this possibility, because I think a lot of it's mindset. And yeah, I think it's exciting. I do think I can reach 100K, not fairly easily, but easier obviously than $1 million. But I wanted to set myself some big dreams. So yeah, we're dreaming big here. Now we're getting into the more practical aspects of this challenge. So let's talk about what I'll be doing. And so first things first, the most important thing is what I'm not giving up. So I'm not giving up the things in my life that make it fulfilling, right? So I'm not going to give up my slow mornings. I'm not going to give up time with friends and family. I'm not going to give up my gym sessions. I'm not going to give up my quiet evenings and my weekends. Those are all things that make a life worth living for me. And my whole goal is that when I have the life I want, my personal life, that I'm going to build the business around that. So that is not going to be changed. This is what's staying. Now, here are the business things that I'll be doing. So first off, I'm going to continue seeing therapy clients in private practice, maybe about 6 max. And I'll be doing that alongside continuing to build my YouTube channel, right? And posting content on there. And I have officially launched my Authentic Living guidance business. And I have started to offer services. So that is something that I'm really excited about. And I have other things that I'm building on there, which I will share with you along the way. And although I have a big dream of $1 million, I am setting myself like the first goal of 100K. And so I'll be sharing that in future videos, but also in my newsletter. You can catch up a bit more frequently in my newsletter. You can go into the description of this video and subscribe, and you'll get news about what's going on with me on a weekly basis. I want to be really transparent with you and share where I'm starting from, because I'm not starting from zero. I have some unfair advantages that I want to note. So I do have a master's degree in counseling. I'm a therapist. I have a lot of experience working with different for-profit and nonprofit jobs, and I have sales experience. I have a lot of interest in listening to audiobooks about entrepreneurship and business, and I also watch a lot of YouTube on it just because I'm interested in it. So I've been doing that for, the past year. I have a lot of internal motivation. I'm a very driven person, very organized person, and I have a really good support system of friends and family. And I have some professionals in my corners. My parents are both entrepreneurs. My friend is an accountant, and my other friend's a video editor. So other unfair advantages that I have is that I started my private practice before April, but I went full-time April 2024. So it's been 6 months, something like that. So I have some experience being in business and the difficulties that comes with and working through that. And I make about 2.5 to 3K a month with my private practice. So that is a sum of money that I'll be starting off with every month. So we'll calculate that in the $1 million, obviously, because it's work that I'm doing. And in terms of this YouTube channel, I started in May 2024. So I've been growing this YouTube channel over the past few months. And I think at the time of this recording, I have about 160 something subscribers. And I also have, really engaged subscribers, which is really fun. Now I want to share with you the steps I've already taken in the past month to kickstart this journey. So the first one is I had a meeting with a YouTube coach who audited my channel and helped me really understand the messaging I wanted to have, my audience, and my future for my content. So that was super fun. And then I also decided to outsource my video editing to my good friend Marion. Hi, Marion. I know you're editing this right now. And I also had a one-on-one session with a business mentor who helped me build out my authentic living guidance business ecosystem and the courses and offerings I wanted to have and the goals that I had for the business. And I'm also going to be joining her masterclass soon. So that's really fun. And then two little things that I did was I launched my email newsletter. And so I already have a couple of subscribers on there. And again, if you want to subscribe, the details are in the description below. And then I launched my Instagram page so that I could connect more with my community because I can share more behind the scenes on there. And then also we can actually talk through DMs, which is kind of fun. And yeah, the last thing that I did was I launched my mentorship program, which is a 12-week one-on-one mentorship where we take you from living a life that is just hustle and not aligned to realigning your whole life and your career. And it's so exciting. I love it. So that is a little note on the steps that I've taken. So yeah, the plan is for me to keep you updated on my strategies, my earnings, and really maybe some behind the scenes of what this looks like in practice, what my lifestyle looks like as a slow living business owner. And I will also be, showing you the difficulties I have because I know I'm going to fall back into old habits of, pushing too hard, of hustling. I just know I have a tendency towards that. So I want to be super honest with you when that comes up and share with you what I'm doing to address it, because I think that's super important too to the process. If you're wondering where this whole idea came from, it actually all started during my September Think Day. And if you want to have your own Think Day to gain clarity and plan your next goals, then I recommend you watch the video right here. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.